Okay, so a few of the inverse properties. The first one is the additive inverse property. What that's saying, and that's very similar to the zero pair, is that for every number a or x or whatever number it is, if you add it to the negative version of it, so a plus negative a is going to equal 0. In other words, something like 3 plus negative 3 is going to be 0, or negative 5 plus positive 5 is going to be 0. So let's take a look at how that property works. Okay, so if we have an expression like 235 and 1700ths plus 35 plus negative 235 and 1700ths, we could rewrite this expression using the commutative property. So we could rewrite this as 235 and 1700ths plus negative 235 and 1700ths plus 35. Okay, well, the 235 and 1700ths plus a negative 235 and 1700ths is going to equal 0 because it's essentially a giant zero pair. Okay, so this is 0 plus 35, which is, of course, 35. Secondly, the multiplicative inverse. And we've used this a lot. Basically, that's saying that for every non-zero, so it can't be a 0, but any other number besides 0, if it's 1 over a or 1 over x, you can multiply it with a. So a times 1 over a is going to equal 1. So you'll also hear it being called the reciprocal. In 6th grade, we discussed reciprocal or multiplicative inverse multiple times. So we've discussed that thoroughly in 6th grade. In other words, 1 over a is the reciprocal of a. So if you multiply a number by the reciprocal, 6 times 1, 6 is going to equal 1. So essentially that's another way of simplifying different values. So here I have 14/17 times 15/23 times 1 3/14. At first we might not notice anything, but I could rewrite this mixed number as an improper fraction. So I could say 14/17 times 15/23 times, instead of 1 3/14, I'm going to go ahead and say 17/14. Okay, now we notice that we have reciprocals. The two reciprocals are going to be the 14/17 and 17/14. So we could rewrite this using the commutative property just like before. 14/17 times 17/14 times 15/23, and 14/17 and 17/14 are reciprocal, so they pretty much equal 1. Okay. So this is essentially saying 1 times 15/23, which of course is 15/23.